What's up, everybody? My name is Viola. I'm the host of this reverse system here on YouTube. On our channel, we talk about DID content, mental health content, LGBT content. We do gaming, vlogs, all sorts of just crazy stuff in here. We started doing drawings recently. And, apparently we also talk about drama occasionally. Not really my cup of tea, but sometimes you gotta talk about it if it involves your community. Anyway, in this discussing DID video, we're going to be talking about NPCs and what that means for your inner world. So what is an NPC? An NPC is somebody who exists within your inner world, but is not an alter. You know, it's not an other, as I call it. You know, other is what I call alters, if there's any confusion there. But, they're generally there as what I call space fillers. They are there to make your inner world feel more lively, and not everybody's going to have them. They are common, but there will be inner worlds and systems that do not have any, which is fair. You know, there's no real set of rules for an inner world. And my battery's dying. Great. Right when I need to do this. I'm going to try to make this quick. When it comes to an NPC, it is generally somebody that does not interact that much with your system that much. They may interact with your others, they may not. It really does depend on what we're talking about. For example, Lulu and Jazz both have, which are others in my system, have businesses and jobs that involve communicating with NPCs. For example, like Jazz works in a coffee shop. She takes orders, she hands out the orders, and Lulu owns a bakery in which NPCs generally come and go and buy things from her. It's sort of like that. However, they don't really have that much of an impact on your actual inner world and your system. They may be able to communicate with your others, they may not. Sometimes they're just there to kind of be there. And that's completely fine. Now, what do these NPCs look like? I feel like it really depends on where you are and what your inner world is like. You know, for example, in Lovelane City, a lot of the NPCs are incubus and succubus people, because that's the main people who live there. Obviously, Lulu is a succubus, along with her sister, and of course there's also human ones. But in my inner world, most of the ones that I've actually heard about are kind of like shadows. Like, they're people who exist, but they don't really look like people. This isn't the case for the entire server system, but it does happen mainly in Starlight Plaza, which is where a majority of my others live. And obviously, I've talked about NPCs before in things like the Apocalypse video, where the NPCs are zombies, but they're very, very friendly. There are vampire NPCs that live alongside Pride. It really depends on who we're talking about within my inner world, since we're using me as an example. And yours might be completely different. You might have only one type of NPC within your system. You might have a bunch of different ones. You might not have any at all. Doesn't make you any less valid. If you say you have an NPC in your system, you are 100% valid in your DID and diagnosis. Anyone who tells you otherwise doesn't know what they're talking about. And these can come and go, and they can change. Things happen. Honestly, though, it's a pretty simplistic thing to look into. There's not a lot of info on NPCs, unfortunately, but as far as my personal experience goes, that's pretty much all there is to them. They're just there. And the impact they have is very, very small, if non-existent. That's why I dubbed them space fillers. They are there to make it feel lively. Okay, so that's pretty much all there is to NPCs. But I want to talk about it a little bit before my battery dies on me, because my camera wanted to be a jerk right now. Can an NPC become an alter or an other? Yes, as far as I'm aware. I could be 100% wrong, but as far as I know, it is possible that one could step up and fill a role. I don't know how common that is. I don't even know anyone who actually has had that happen. If you have had that happen, please let me know. Tell me more about it, because I would love to talk with somebody who's had this happen. But I have heard occasionally that it does. And, you know, I could be completely off base in saying so. I'm not saying this is fact, I'm saying it as what I've heard. So don't take what I'm saying as gospel in that regard. But depending on who they are and everything, they could very well help you in some way. I believe it varies from system to system, though. Anyway, I'm going to cut the video here. There's not a whole lot to say about this topic. As far as I know, there's very limited info.